Hello everyone, it's your favorite Senso Tech Jedi Lisa here, and in this video we're going to talk about how to manually deploy Senso to your Windows devices. You may find a scenario where it's easier for you to manually install Senso to these devices, but I will recommend using our custom MSI. You can watch a video on this. There is a video on this YouTube series where you can learn how to create a custom MSI that will have the license key and site ID attached into it, and then you would just simply click and run that MSI. But if you need to do it manually, here are the steps to do that for your Windows devices. You go ahead and log into your portal, and you'll click the gear in the top right hand corner. There's going to be two pieces of information you need to get from this admin portal. The first being in the downloads area. So you'll go to your navigation pane and go to downloads, and go ahead and click and run or click to download the Windows client. Now before you can do the next steps, you will need to run this client on the Windows devices you're deploying this to. So save it somewhere on like a shared directory they have access to, maybe on a flash drive, but you will need to run the client on the device before we can do the configuration setup. Now the configuration setup, if you go here in the navigation pane down to sites, you'll see once you've created your sites, and you can have multiple sites, so if you're doing this you may need to modify the configurator or the JSON that we're going to put onto these devices with the assignment key right here in the middle. If you leave it blank, the devices will just show up in your device area under here where it says devices, manage devices, and then you will be able to select those devices and edit the site they're assigned to manually. We don't recommend that. It is something that you can add into this manual install, or with a custom MSI, or with any sort of deployment method you're doing, you can include that site ID. But if you find that you haven't included the site ID, you can do that manually in the Manage Devices areas. Be aware, devices will not show up in your portal if they only have the client on there. They need at least the license key on there to show up in the admin center, and they need a license key and a site assignment to show up in the front portal. Alright, so over here to the right, you'll click on Get Key, and that's going to download a JSON configurator file. Now I have already downloaded mine, and I'm not going to open it up because it has my license key and site ID in it, but it's going to be a very short text file that includes your license key and your site ID, and you're going to need to put this onto the devices you've deployed to. So let me go ahead and bring up a Windows device. This device has the Senso client on there. Now it is already in the Senso portal, but this is so that I can remote in and show you where you need to go. From here you'll go to the local disk, go to Program Files. In Program Files, once you've run the client, you'll be presented with the Renato software folder. You click on that and go into the senso.cloud.client area. Here, if I could get into it, you'll see right here this configuration file. This is super important, as this is where you're going to change that assignment configuration. You could either remove the assignment configuration that's there and apply your key file that you just downloaded, or you can simply open this up. It's a very small text file, and you can modify and change the license key and your site ID that are found in your admin center. So that's going to be right there under assignment configurations. You'll need to do that before they'll show up in your portal. And once you've added that information in, your devices will show up in the Manage Devices area, and if you've added in the site ID to them, they'll automatically assign themselves to a site, and you'll be able to see them just like this in the front portal. And that's how you deploy to Windows devices manually. Alright, see you in the next one. Bye.